got a arc battle report between John and Will. We've got the Admech lined up on this side of the battlefield. We're doing the mission from Arc called THUNDERHAWK Down, where you have the Thunderhawk come down at the end of turn 2. It rolls 10d6 from the edge of the battlefield, and then that's worth 3 victory points. Then you have d3 objectives come from that, which are worth 1 victory point each, and they scatter 3d6 from the center objective. So it's 1350 points. John's got the first turn. Let's see what happens. Turn 1, John's forces have moved up. Hive Tyrant landed, cast Catalyst, got it off. Well, didn't get it off, had to use a command point to get it off. And then cast Smite on the Dragoons. Rolled an 11, d6 wounds, rolled a 6, dead Dragoon, just like that. Shot, missed from the shooting, got a bit unlucky there. Charged in, killed another one. 2 Dragoons in return, thanks to Karina's fantastic rolling. Karina, give me a thumbs up. Yep, great. Managed to do, what was it? 8 wounds? 10 wounds. 10 wounds on the Hive Tyrant. But then he saved a couple through Catalyst. About to start Admech turn 1. Let's see how it goes. Of Admech movement and shooting. These Castellan robots shot both at the Carnifex and the Hive Guard. Did 2 wounds on the Carnifex and 2 wounds on the Hive Guard. Both didn't take out any models though, which is good. These Vanguard shot both the Carnifex and the Tormagaunts. Took out 5 Termagaunts, but didn't manage to get that last win on the Carnifex. The Carnifex took 5 wounds. 5 wounds from the Dunecrawler here, thanks to the Dominus helping with the rerolls to hit. And the sniper shots here also shot at the Carnifex. Incidental fire from the Rangers at the Tormagaunts took out a few there. But now we're on to combat for Admech turn 1. Admech turn 1, Hive Tyrant didn't take any damage from the Dragoons, but managed to pop one. Didn't explode, so they're still in combat there, which is all right for me because I've got one more turn to lock him up in combat in John's turn. Stops that Hive Tyrant going and attacking other things. Although he can fall back and still shoot, but he can't at least charge. All right, going on to Tyranids, turn 2. Of Tyranids movement and shooting. Gaunts have moved up. They lost a couple to leadership test at the end of the last turn. Carnifex moved up with this one has 4 Devourers. Yeah, so he shot at these guys in here, doing 5 wounds. The Hive Guard here shot at the Castellan robots, killed one, did 5 wounds. Did 6 wounds. I saved 4 of them, 2 of them being 6s, so they reflected back onto them, doing 2 mortal wounds. John got the 2 wounds through, rolled d3 damage for each one, rolled 3 damage each. So that's 6 wounds total, killed a Castellan just like that. Real good rolling there. Hive Tyrant failed to get Catalyst off, but then did Smite, d3 wounds, got 3 wounds. So did 3 wounds on the Dragoon there. Moving on to Tyranids, combat, turn 2. End of Tyranids turn 2. Hive Tyrant attacked the Dragoon, causing 1 wound from its tail attack. Its main attacks, which is 5 attacks hitting on 2s, we've got 3 hits. Out of those 3 hits, wounding on 3s to wound, got 1 wound. Does a flat 3 damage, so would have killed the Dragoon. Passed my 6 up invul save. Lives. Now, Dragoon attacked back, 3 attacks, didn't do any damage. Failed to roll to wound. Still waiting on the Trigon Gene Stealers. Trigon and Gene Stealers and Tyranid Warriors to come on. Admech is still waiting on 5 Infiltrators. We're waiting for at the end of this turn to see where the Thunderhawk comes down, I think, before both our guys come on so we can react. Let's move on to Admech turn 2. At the end of Admech turn 2, the Castellans charged in to the Hive Tyrant. Hive Tyrant got some fantastic rolls for his Overwatch. D3 shots, 3 hits, and did 3 wounds, each shot doing 3 damage. Castellans, though, 3 4-up saves, invulnerable saves to ignore them all. So good rolling around for everyone. Castellans charging in, did 2 wounds to the Hive Tyrant. Normally 3, but he's got the Relic or Warlord trait that reduces damage taken by 1 if he's already taken a wound. So he went down to 3. Because he's down to 3, he's on his last profile, which means he was unable to hurt the Castellans. At the start of battle round turn 2, the Thunderhawk came in from that side of the battlefield, came in 41 inches, so crashed through the roof of this building and landed right here on this little spike. Now the other objectives that scatter from that, they scatter 3d6 in the random direction. They landed here and here where those missiles are. There are objectives for today. During the explosion when the Thunderhawk came in, took out, did 4 mortal wounds to this squad as they were going to breach the building, taking out the sergeant and 2 others. So I've left the guys with the arc rifles alive. This dude by himself was certainly to die, but he was about quarter of an inch out from the 6 inches, so he's living, so which is great. So now we're moving on to Tyranids turn 3.
4.
Turn 3.
3, yes, right, 3.
Turn 3.
Right.
Turn 3, end of Tyranids movement, shooting, and assault phase. The Hive Tyrant fell back, put some smite goodness onto the cybernetic data smith, did 2 wounds. The Castellan robots here took 1 wound from the Hive Guard. Weren't the greatest dice, gotta be honest, and I did some good saving. Trigon and the Warriors came up from here. Very ineffectual shooting. There were the Rangers that were there were shot by the Warriors and took 1 wound. The Dragoon, who was shot by a bunch of this stuff here, venom cannons from the Warriors and the Trigon, no damage. That neg 1 to hit, very helpful. And Shroud Sun was put into effect this battle round, which has also been very helpful. The Gaunts have stormed the building where the very important objective is. They killed the 1 Vanguard there, and then they killed the remaining Rangers there. There was 1 left at the end. Other than that, that's the end of...
Failed charges.
Oh, and failed charges. So, so the Warriors and the Trigon both tried to charge this. 9 inches away, needing 8.
Both got adrenals.
Both have adrenals, so needing 8 to get in. And High Fleet Behemoth, so you get to re-roll charges. 4 failed charges, needing 8. So very, very unlucky by John. Very unlucky. The first charge rolls was on the Trigon was I think 3, and for the Warriors was Snake Eyes. Re-roll them, and they were like 5s and 6s for the charge range. So really unlucky there. Moving on to Admech turn 3. Let's see what we can do. We've got Shroud Sun in effect, which doesn't really help for my killing ability, but I'm pretty confident I can take these objectives here and this one. But those Gene Stealers came in at the end of John's movement. I unfortunately got rid of the infestation nodes all along the battlefield except for the one up there, severely limiting, well, only limiting John to come in from that end, which is really good because that's going to take him at least a couple turns to get up to this area here where a lot of the action is going to happen. So let's move on to Admech turn 3. End of Admech turn 3, movement and shooting. Infiltrators moved up here, going to assault these Termagants. These Vanguard, which are in this building here, moved out of the door, rushing out of the door. Now, these 2 units didn't shoot these units of Termagants because I'm going to try and charge them. These guys need a 5 to get in. These guys need a 4, and that's trying to get me closer to the objective. And if I don't kill all of them, which I am, but if I don't, then at least locks them up in combat means they can't be shot at. Over here, this big bad boy, he fired his Cognus Heavy Stubber at the Warriors over there, doing 2 wounds, 3 hits, 3 wounds. Very good rolling there. Now his big cannon, 3 shots, fired at the Trigon, 3 hits, and only 1 wound. 3 still wounds. So only got the 1 wound, but did 5 damage from that 1 wound. Now I was going to use command point, but I've only got 1 left, and I wanted to save that for something more special. Now the Warriors, there were 7 Warriors here, is that right?
6.
6 Warriors. So there's only
Just over 2.
yeah, there's only 5 wounds left. These guys here. So the Dominus fired his Volkite Blaster, 3 hits because he hits on 2s with rerolls 1s. Now to wound on a roll of a 6, it causes mortal wound. So roll 2 6s, which is great. But then John saved all 3 of the saves, but still it's 2 mortal wounds. This unit here fired at them. The small arms didn't do anything, but the snipers, they did perfect. So I rolled a 6 to wound, so that finished off one of the warriors, which had taken 2 wounds. And then I did D3 wounds, and I did 3. So that one sniper shot took out a warrior and 1 wound remaining, and then killed another whole warrior because they got 3 wounds left. One of the warriors was on 2 wounds left because the Cybernetic Data Smith fired his Gamma Pistol at the warrior, strength 6, -3 to save 2 damage, and punched a hole in them. And the Castellans also punched a hole in the warriors as well. So the whole point of that is to try and thin out their numbers. So when this dude charges, he's only got 2 wounds left, so not many. When he charges them, he hopefully can survive and at least stop them shooting, leaving the Trigon to do its business. But, you know, I can't take out everything. So at least if I can stop the warriors shooting and maybe do some more damage, that's good. Relying on the Castellans with their many strength 10, 3 damage power fist type attacks, as well as the Cybernetic Data Smith's power fist attacks to be able to take out 3 wounds in the Hive Tyrant. I would expect that should be definitely achievable. That's a lot of high strength, lots of save attacks. Let's wait till the end of this AdMech turn to see if that happens. All right, moving on to AdMech combat, turn 3. Very disappointing assault phase for AdMech, incredibly disappointing. Charged with the 2 Castellans and the Data Smith, all managed to get into combat, no damage from Overwatch. Didn't do a single, well, did wounds to the Hive Tyrant, but he's 4+ invols. John has passed, I think, well, he used command point, did fail one, but then I think he's with that command point, changing that fail to a pass. I think he's passed the last 6 or 7 invols in a row. Can't do much about that. And then when the Hive Tyrant attacked back, he attacked the Data Smith, got wound through, only had 2 wounds left, and the Tyrant doesn't, flat 3, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, toxin, so I did flat 4.
Flat 4 damage, yeah. So,
but you only got 1 got through.
Yeah, only 1 got through, but it was enough to take out Data Smith. He's only got 4 wounds in total, already took 2 wounds. Yeah, so here, the Dragoon fluffed his attacks. 3 attacks, 1 hit, 1 wound. John managed to save it. Would have killed another warrior, but no, the warriors then attacked back and they beat him up. Did 2 wounds and I failed 2 saves. And so they win and I didn't blow up. So yeah, really disappointing assault phase there, but that's the dice. And over here, it's pretty much foregone conclusion. These infiltrators smashed the 3 Tormagants, which were just there, and now they're fighting into the building. They're onto the objective. They should be able to take on these guys here pretty easily. I've got troops there to score it. The other 2 objectives are here. Trigon's still alive, and those warriors still alive to do what they want to do. The Castellans are in combat with the Hive Tyrants. At least he can't assault, but he can fall back and shoot. And I've got 1 command point left and my little castle here. So things aren't looking terribly great for the AdMech, but if I can wipe out, luck should say, if it averages out, should get rid of that bloody Hive Tyrant soon. Now, if I can manage to get rid of these 3 guys here, then John's only got his fire base over there and the Gene Stealers. Hopefully, the amount of turns left won't be too many, and then I can kind of hide from those before they can come over here and do so much damage. All right, on to Tyranids turn 4. After the AdMech abysmal assault phase, John's come out with an incredibly good psychic and shooting phase. So, first off, these 2 Castellans were full wounds. The Hive Tyrant moved out of combat like the wuss he is. Haven't been able to kill him. This dude should be dead. Smited did 3 wounds, got the full amount on the D3. Then they were shot by these Hive Guard, who rolled exceptionally well, and did killed 3 on their D3 damage. He rolled very well, so he killed the other one with the 3 wounds left, and then he did another 4 wounds on the 1 remaining. Now, the Hive Tyrant in the shooting phase, he's on his lowest profile because he's got 3 wounds left, and he's been that way for a long time. And I've charged him, haven't been able to kill him. And then he fires 3 shots or D3 shots at this tank, 3 hits, 3 shots, 3 hits, 3 wounds, and I failed all 3 wounds, 3 damage each. He's down to 2 left, just like that. Dude should be dead. Venom cannons from these guys also fired at him, trying to finish him off, but I actually passed the invul save, so he's alive, thankfully, because they couldn't get through. Trigun's moved up here, killed one of these guys, one of their troops in shooting. He's going to be doing some assaulting soon. Gene Steel's advanced 5 inches, so they're moved up pretty quick. These guys in here fired at the infiltrators. 2 wounds, 2 failed, 3+ saves, so one of the infiltrators is dead. And now we're moving on to Tyranids combat, turn 4. Tyranids turn 4 combat. Yeah, so the battlefield's a little bit more empty. So these warriors managed rolled double 6. They got a 13-inch charge. They needed 10. They need 10 on 2 dice, and failed the first time, but with these behemoth rule, got a double 6 the next time. So then they charged into the Dreamcaller, and then they rolled pretty well. And he had Dreamcaller had 2 wounds left, and they did, I think, 4 wounds, and I didn't pass nearly enough. So with the bone swords, they're pretty nasty. You'd only equip them with bone swords, in my opinion. So they killed the Dreamcaller without it even getting attacked back. Over here, though, Dominus has taken 2 wounds. So he actually has 3 wounds left.
Was there.
Yeah, that was there. Charged in. I did a wound on Overwatch. And then so it went from 7 down to 6. So it actually dropped a profile on Overwatch from its profile thing. Attacked the Dominus. Didn't cause a single wound. Didn't even have to take an invul save. Just failed his attacks. He needed 4s to hit, got 2 hits, and then didn't wound. Real unlucky there. Then the Dominus, 3 attacks back, 3 hits, then 5s to wound, 3 wounds, and then
5s to save, 3 fails.
5s to save. John failed 3 saves, and then that's it. The Trigun died, but at least he got his revenge. He did. He blew up, or his death throws, or whatever you call it. So he did D3 mortal wounds to both the Dominus, which was 2, and then killed one of these guys here. So yeah, no, Dominus for the win. HQ, I reckon that's almost worth a victory point just for that. Yeah, so over here, the Termagants killed another infiltrator, but that's okay because the infiltrators killed them all except for 2 left, but they're fearless because the warriors are here. Not much Admech left. I've got a lone Castellan robot over there near like a swarm of Gene Stealers. Hive Tyrant to deal with, and then I've got very, very depleted force. But this is Admech turn 4 starting, and let's see if I can hold out against this Tyranid swarm. End of Admech turn 4. So I've killed the warriors here. Dominus healed back one of his wounds. Cleaned up the Termagants as well. That was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Over here, though, got this dude on 1 wound left, was shot by a sniper, did 3 damage, but his fantastic Warlord trait of reducing the amount of damage they take by 1 is amazing. That's literally kept him alive all game with the other crazy goodness. Also of note, John hit him on Overwatch, hit my Castellan robot on Overwatch, and wounded, and I failed my invul save. Not only that, I went, okay, right, if I roll 6 on my invul, I'll use my last command point. I might be able to cause that mortal wound and kill him. No, rolled another fail, and then didn't get my command point back. So that Hive Tyrant killed my Castellan robot in my own turn, and he's ready to go and kill my rest of my little dudes here. A swarm of 20 Gene Stealers, haven't touched them, and 4 Hive Guards still over there. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but it is turn 4. If I can hold out for another couple of turns and claim these objectives, I might be okay. All right, moving on to Tyranids turn 5. Tyranids turn 5. The Hive Tyrant, desperate to take out these troops. I think John made a blunder here. He killed my infiltrators with the Hive Guard, which actually meant the Gene Stealers had no targets to charge, which means if this ends on turn 5, I'm likely to win because these guys here, these 2 Vanguard, which are troop, pass the morale. They're just going to move on to here for this 3-point Thunderhawk objective, which will give me the win if it ends on turn 5. If it doesn't end on turn 5, it goes another turn, John will win. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Those gene stealers are going to flood the objective before I can press the detonate button and blow this battle grid to smithereens, ensuring the survival of this planet, and halting the Nid force. But if the Nids can get to the Thunderhawk neutron bomb that was dropped here first, then the Tyranid advance will be unhindered in swarming the rest of the planet. All right, now we're going on to Admech turn 5. I've only got what's that? 4, 6, 7 models left. John's got many more than that. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, so end of Admech turn 5. We got to roll to see what happens here. So the narrative of this story is there was a Thunderhawk that was going to drop a neutron bomb over the Tyranid force before they overswept this planet. Now the Thunderhawk has come down, and the neutron bomb's here in front of these two Vanguard. They've got to arm it to set it off, and if these Tyranids stop them arming it, then their forces aren't halted, and they can continue swarming the planet. Now the Admech's self-preservation protocols have been overridden from the Arc Magos up in orbit, so they're going to unwillingly, like the robots they are, press the buttons to turn on the neutron bomb and see if it explodes. Right, John, do you want to roll a dice? Actually, no, it's the person who went second rolls it, which is me. I've got no command points left. 1 or 2, I win. If it's a 3+, John is likely to win this game. Let's see what happens. Hey! Good game, John. Well done. This battle grid explodes in a mushroom cloud as the neutron bomb is set off by these two Vanguard here in front of it, just as the Tyranids are swarming through the building to get to them. Fire and ash is all that remains of this battle grid, and the Tyranid forces are halted and stopped on this part of the planet. All right, good game. Well done.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, cool. All right, see you later. All right, so doing a bit of post-game review. Me and John were just discussing just then before we decided to do a video to show you guys what our thoughts were. That he's thinking about replacing the Termagants in his list with Hormagaunts.
Yeah, I think the extra movement, just how the Termagant shooting doesn't do much with their flesh balls. It's if you give them the Devour guns, they can do a lot of shooting, but that's a lot more points again. If you've got them there just as wound sinks, you don't really need I don't think you need the guns. I wasn't really using, especially the Behemoth, where I'm going to reroll charges.
Yeah.
I think the Hormagaunts moving 8 inches.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, good idea.
Plus with the reroll charges, plus their 6-inch pistol, I think they'll just be harassing a lot more.
Absolutely, yeah. Because
I mean, they're basically the same stats, if you like. They one extra attack, but they lose the gun.
You get 2 extra movement.
Yeah, and it's the bounding elite, the 6-inch
extra attack. Yep, absolutely. I would go the Hormagaunts for sure and Behemoth.
Yeah, I mean, I kept the Termagants I went initially because they're cheaper, a little bit cheaper, and just a little bit of guns.
And you changed the list just before we started.
Yeah, I did.
Because you had problems with the amount of drops you had. That's right.
Yeah, so I didn't got to add up. You got to add the amount of units you've got starting reserve versus units on the board, and I forgot about keeping track of that.
Yeah, so you would have had to put a unit of Gene Stealers on the board, and instead of keeping everything on.
And I really wanted, especially with the mission where we didn't know where the objective was going to be. Could have been that end or that end at the table, so I wanted to hold my Gene Stealers back to come in by the infestation nodes.
Yes.
So I didn't want to start on the table and then find the objectives up at the other end.
Yes.
But it also means I have to keep another unit in reserve. It's like, how many units got to keep in reserve?
Yeah. Replace the Hormagaunts with Hormagaunts.
Yep.
What else did you like about your list? Didn't like about your list? Things you change? Things you keep the same? High Tyrant, definitely.
I love the Hive Tyrant. He's so much fun.
With that,
he's survival. He can actually do damage now.
With that 4+ involved and command points, he's hard to. And with that Waller trait, so he takes 1 less damage.
Yes.
He makes him so survivable. You can just keep him alive, just scraping through and just
and that's the thing. You just keep him just on a small number of wounds, but you can't leave him alone.
No,
he's at thorny inside the whole time.
And was actually quite unlucky for you that I did 10 wounds on the first time I did damage
because it degraded so fast.
Yeah, because so I attacked the High Tyrant with the Dragoons.
Well, I assaulted you.
Yeah, you assaulted me,
and then in return you did 10 wounds.
Yeah, you killed one guy, so I had 2 left. And then I rolled well for my hit. I rolled a couple of 6s, so I get the extra 2 hits. And then I rolled well for my wounding. And then you
failed all the saves.
5 out of 10 invul save. I mean, 5 out of 6 invul saves.
I took 10 wounds all up.
Yes.
And then I saved via Catalyst. I saved 3 of them.
That's right.
So Feel No Pain, saved 3 of them with my 5+, Feel No Pain.
Yep.
So I literally took 10 wounds, saved 3 of them, took me down, I lost only 7. But yeah, that was huge. And it was straight down to 5 wounds. Poof, turn 1.
And if I just did a little bit of wound from you from, say, shooting, that 10 wounds would go down to 5 because the Dragoons did 2 wounds per attack.
Yeah,
and that's what did all the...
It would have been 1 wound per Dragoon instead of 2 per hit.
Yeah, that would have been all the difference.
I didn't have a chance for that Waller trait to kick in.
Yeah.
So it was got
to take that.
Very first time you hit me, it's like this huge whack. And it's like, give me a chance to get the Waller trait in.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know for me next time we battle. Is
just tickle them a bit with a little...
Don't tickle them a bit. Yeah, shoot the onager with the Doom Crawler with the neutron laser where it does like 3 wounds.
Talking another language.
So
another thing I liked was Smite.
Smite.
More wounds of Smite,
Yes, you'll be smited.
Yeah, that's right.
Take what?
I would consider, like, my synapse, I've got the Tyrant and the Warriors.
Warriors. That didn't really have
Warriors
too much
weren't that much.
You were always firing at the closest with the Hype Guard.
The new synapse, the lack of being out of synapse in 60 paper, it's nowhere near as bad.
No, nowhere near as bad.
If you're shooting the closest thing anyway, you don't even notice it.
No.
Shooting or assaulting the closest things, there's no downfall.
No, that's absolutely not. And most of the time, you want to shoot the closest thing. I'm sure there's a couple of times we forgot about shooting the closest thing or not, but whatever.
Yeah, it would have been -1 to hit. At worst.
Yeah.
So
well, against my army, it was already the -1.
I was always shooting. These guys were always shooting close. It was always your robots.
It's always the Dragoon or the Castellans was. They just smashed them, absolutely smashed them. The only damage they did to them was from reflecting mortal wounds.
You couldn't get to the things that are on the side of the board.
So that was kind of a good idea. Put him on the edge of the corner of the board,
and then take a good half of the board.
Yeah, because I thought you would have put them in the center, so they had a much wider fire arc because they're not in cover anyway. But,
probably would have been better.
But they're out of line of sight.
I was trying to get them out of line of sight, so I could shoot you. You couldn't shoot them back.
Yeah, because they don't need line of sight to shoot.
Of course, the reflecting from your robots is what hurts them anyway.
Oh, jeez. No, so those Castellans, they're something that first time I used them, and I made plenty of mistakes with them, but they're quite forgiving, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think... In hindsight, I probably should have got rid of one when you killed that first one. Should have got rid of one of the combat ones, so I still had at least a lot more shooting and some combat.
Well, how good was the shooting one? Because you lost it pretty early.
He did all that damage to the to your Carnifex. Remember, he did like 5 wounds to it.
Wow.
No,
was a sniper.
No, it was the tank. I did 5 wounds.
Damage to it.
That one only did a couple of wounds. But maybe. But I think it's good having both of those, so it gives you a bit of versatility. You can do some shooting when you get on your way to combat, and then you've taken some damage.
Well, you can react to the opponent as well. If it's a very shooty opponent, then you want to keep the combat one, so when you get into their lines, you can wreak havoc.
That's right.
And if he's a salty one, you just see shooting.
Yeah.
Or you keep them as counters. But it gives you that flexibility anyway.
Yeah, and they're about the same points, and so I think that's actually quite. I'd rather than have 3 combat or 3 shooty. I think having that
guy there being to heal them up's great combo.
Yeah. Changed. I don't think I need to change the protocols. So that's the whole idea. I wanted to keep the Datasmith close to the Castellans, so he could heal them up and change the protocols.
Yep.
Didn't need to change the protocols once. And I healed 1 wound. So I
would finish off the guy completely.
Yeah. And I sacrificed that closeness to them to not give the Dragoons rerolls to hit in combat. And in that game, having the rerolls for the Dragoons in combat would have been so much better in every way than potentially being closer to the...
The thing I found most difficult about your army was those minuses to hit all the time.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
And your saves going down to 4+ invul and those kind of things. It's like, I'm doing all these shots and all this damage, just like bounce.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't hurting you at all.
No.
I'd have a whole shooting phase where it's just like, I've killed a couple of infantry guys. That would be it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's nothing.
Yeah.
I'm glad I took decent-ish assault, because assault's where I did most of my damage.
It was actually, except for High Tyrant with his shooting, he did really
he did well sometimes, that heavy venom count.
Yeah, he did very good actually with his shoot. He took out through. He pretty much took out the Dream Crawler. He took out the. Yeah. He did a fair bit of damage in Overwatch. He did alright with
my Carnifex. I mean, the anti-infantry Carnifex. I took the 24 strength 6 shots.
Yeah.
Very good at blending infantry, but to be honest, it's 18-inch range, versus a heavy venom cannon that could take out a tank on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's damage 3 on heavy venom cannon. You if you get lucky enough to get 3 shots in, and all of a sudden you can take out a tank.
It's quite such an I was thinking about whether you should go the combat Carnifex or not. And I was like, that's a good idea. Go the combat one where then your opponent has to neg one to shoot them. But then I was like, imagine if someone had a bubble wrap around a unit that you really wanted to get rid of, and you don't have any anti-infantry shooting. Yeah. You want your hard cut to shoot at something quality, not lots of crappy dudes, and you don't. Other than that Carnifex, you wouldn't actually have any.
You didn't use bubble wrap at all, really. You don't really have anything for bubble wrap much.
No, I've got my castle with my Doom Crawler sniper.
But you don't have anything really cheap, like at 3 or 4 points a model that you can string out in front.
No, the cheapest model are the Rangers at 8 points, which is, and they're not bad, but they were part of my castle.
Exactly cheap bubble wrap, are they?
No, they're not. Not with the snipers, which is 25 points on top of the 8. So yeah. But yeah, I think that Carnifex has its spot. Just not particularly great against mine list.
It's designed to get rid of bubble wrap. That's just wipe it out and kill 15 guys type of thing.
And you saw it took out what was it? I had a group of 7. You killed 6, including the sergeant. So
you had a good save.
Yeah, I had 4+ normal save and then +1 for being in cover, so 3+ save.
That's most bubble wrap won't have a 3+ save.
No, and he would just go and take him out. And then at least because you've got the 4 guns, or at least 2 sets of guns, you can fire at 2 different targets potentially.
It is literally 4 guns actually. On the Codex now. Yeah, you get 2 guns per slot, so 4 literal guns.
So you literally fight 4 different targets. So if you've got a couple of, and they've got how many shots each? 6?
6 subjects.
Yeah, so if you've got a couple of stragglers, you can just go, I'm going to shoot 1 gun here, and then 3 there, or something like that. And you can split your fire in proportionate to what you want to do. So that's actually really good. I would keep him in hindsight. Thinking about it a bit more, agreed he wasn't great against my list because I didn't have real good bubble wrap, but against other lists where, imagine you got a bubble wrap protecting something real good shooty, like
something I can't assault, and that's where I've got a lot of assault elements. I need to get to those juicy targets.
Yeah.
That's his job. I suppose his job is to kill the bubble wrap.
Yeah. The perfect example would be if someone's got 6 hive guard.
Yeah.
And they've got the bubble wrap around them, so you can't get to them. They're crap in combat, but they're so good shooting. Or, I don't know, like a squadron of even Russes or something like that. You can just get rid of that bubble wrap cultist or conscripts or Imperial Guard or whatever. And then that means your Gene Stealers can just move their 8, advance, and then assault through that bubble wrap.
See this dude. Seriously.
Alright, well, we have to talk about the your DAC effects.
Yes.
With a good for getting rid of bubble wrap. I think is useful. Look, there's enough shots, 24 shots, that you can do enough damage to most things.
Yeah.
Not great against vehicles, let's be honest, but
I could go the strength 7 version, -1 AP. It's just half the number of shots, so 3 per gun, so 12 shots.
Then you're kind of going what the hard card already do.
That's true.
I'll go the DAC effects.
They've got a roll, yeah.
Like in my other games when I've been playing Gene Stealer Cult and the Astra Militarum, taking the Torox Prime, and it's got the 30 shots, the Gatling gun with the 20 shots, and the 2 hot shot laser guns, volley gun, sorry. That has 30 shots with the Stormbolter, and that has been always useful. I just don't think you got to see the Carnifex. I did target him. I targeted with a lot of strong shots.
Well, that's the thing. He's going to be the easiest target to go for. Well, it's because I held my other big guys in reserve.
Yeah.
So he was the only big guy left.
That's right. So
these ones were out of range.
Your Hive Tyrant got in combat first turn, so I couldn't shoot him.
My Hive Guard
went out of the
way
side.
out the corner.
Yeah. And he was just poking his head up above the building, and I went, well, I've got nothing else to shoot at, so
every big gun goes his way.
So I think it's fine. I think he'll do better in other games. Maybe that's something to consider. If you had all your other big stuff on earlier, although you could react to whether. Here's the thing, right? We know where the objective landed, and that kind of changed the game a bit. But if you had your other stuff on the table, that would have been better in more of your advantage.
Yeah, you would have ignored the Carnifex, but other things would have taken more damage.
Yeah, other things, but I mean, you could have got up closer with your Trigon or your Warriors. They could be shooting. And you might have had enough forces that you could know where it doesn't matter where the objective went along. You could have.
Or what I was trying to avoid was because of Thunderhawk Down, you know, it could be halfway along the board or half the other way.
Yeah.
I was trying to react to where it landed.
Yeah.
The problem is because it doesn't come down until the start of turn 3.
Yes.
So there's 2 turns where half my points are off the table.
Yes.
So it probably wasn't such a good idea. Look, actually, it would have worked if I had protected my infestation mates.
Yeah.
Because then my gene stealers would have been very close to the objectives.
Yeah.
A long way away.
Yeah. No, that was definitely...
That was the killer. Even though I made a mistake with that hive guard shooting that unit instead of assaulting them and getting them in range because their objectives secured. They're being troops.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, they're troops, are they?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking I'm used to the...
It's my objective. My troops would have outnumbered your troops. So
Absolutely.
I would have held the objective. So that was a mistake in hindsight.
In my head, I was like, oh, they're elite, just like they're in...
you just need one guy.
Gene Stealer Cult. And I was like, oh, Gene Stealers are elite because that's just
my
head.
holding objectives.
They're solid as, yeah. No, that would have been... Yeah, that's a massive blunder by shooting off the dude.
I should have moved them forward and gone... Well, they probably couldn't have shot anything else. To be honest. Oh, they could have shot those infantry instead.
Yeah, you should have
shot.
shot.
Even though they can't see them, they don't care.
Should have shot the troops, so then they can't deny you, and then you swarm it, and then
with
like,
the reroll charge, probably could have made it.
Yep,
I think it was about an 8 or something.
Yeah, and you had enough bad luck that you were due for some good luck.
I had some good luck, just in the wrong spot. But yeah, it was a good game.
Gene Stealers in that building would have been like 5+ involved. Or 4+ armor because you get the +1.
+1. So 4+ if you've got cover, 5+ involved. Otherwise,
you can't shoot them through the walls in that building because of what we say.
You have to come in and get them. It'd be impossible to move.
Look, Amelia did have some good guns with the Vanguard with their 3 shots, but especially winning the 5s and maybe. But I think maybe that would have been just if you just started in there and just went, I'm going to swarm that building, and then I don't care if you kill them. I'm not even coming out. I'm just going to go.
You couldn't have killed them in combat. Like what you could.
Oh God, no.
The stuff you can get in there can't compete with them in combat.
If I had the 4 dragoons and the infiltrators full strength assaulting them, I could probably get rid of most of them to do enough damage. But that would be it, and there's no way. Like turn 1, my dragoons were pretty much smashed by a Hive Tyrant, and the infiltrators, they came on later. But yeah, no, I guess that's something to learn. Maybe don't be so conservative with some of your forces. Just get them into a spot where they can. Survive and they don't have to go out and assault. But look, don't get me wrong. If we didn't roll a 1 or 2 on there at turn 5, you would have won.
Well, they'd get that objective, didn't they? Yeah, kill that troop.
Yep, that's it. There would be nothing I could do.
Is that on your computer?
Yes. They could quite possibly have got it. They would have killed those troops. These would move forward. They could shoot Call then because he's the closest. The Gene Stealers could almost... Dominus, sorry. The Gene Stealers could have almost got out there. You would have held those other 2 objectives. But it would have been close anyway. Yeah. I would have got the main objective, but to stop the bomb going off would have helped. Yeah. But, look, we both died. The bomb went off.
Everyone's dead.
Well, everyone everyone around here. Yeah. That was really a good game. I really, struggling to hit your list and the saves worked really well. Those sniper dudes, they're great.
I don't think I'll leave them with that. They're quite pricey at 25 points each, but
100% worth it. Because I don't have the little characters.
No.
I've got big, massive characters. But most armies have those little characters that are given the plus reroll ones, reroll that, and everything buff.
Yeah, true.
Just take them out. My God, everything goes down a notch.
And with the Archforge, we're expecting just 1 HQ, which means you can just pick on that 1 HQ a lot. And maybe there might be 1 elite character, which might have 4, maybe 5 wounds. Yeah. And those snipers will just take those buff dudes out real easy.
They do. They are really good.
I only need 2 for that. Yeah. With the rerolls, 1's hit from the Dominus. Yeah. I agree. I reckon they're totally worth it. I agree.
Yeah. I like your list a lot. Oh, you haven't got much combat ability. I actually have.
You've got your
bloody big guys are pretty good combat ability, aren't they?
Well, the Dragoons, the Castellans, and the Infiltrators.
Took me a lot of time to kill.
Most of my list is kind of combating, most of the points actually. Yeah. I'm pretty half and half. I think it's a well balanced list, which is why I like it. I think it is. Yeah. I can't think of anything I would change. I would just change the way maybe I play it. I'm pretty happy with it. Most important thing is most of it's painted, so I don't have to paint too much. I can just improve on the paint that's already there for Arc, so I don't have to do so much preparation. I've only got to get the data smith and build the paint team, so that's okay.
You're right, I should have put the Hive Guard up in the middle, moved them up to that behind here.
Yeah.
And then the outer line of sight, instead of trying to go outer line of sight, the corner, go outer line of sight in the middle.
Yeah, they can target what they want.
Get everyone. Yeah, it would have been better.
Oh, look, maybe they could go in. But if you have like, I guess if you change the Tormagons to Hormagaunts,
Yeah.
if something does get in combat there that's super cheeky and super sneaky or whatever,
They can run up and consolidate, cover them behind so they can't disengage from combat.
Yeah, like that's right. And you know, there could be a better guard dog than Tormagants, and yeah, I think so. But you know, that's good lessons learned. Yeah, really good game.
It was a lot of fun actually. I like that. I love the new codex. Brings them up to level. Yeah, I think in many ways.
Yes. I think this is probably the Tyranid codex is probably the best codex that I've seen so far in terms of character and how much personality is given to things. You know,
having hive fleets, having a carnifex that you can build to your own needs again. It's great.
Yeah,
it feels like Tyranids. What they would do, they adapt and change as required. It feels like they are literally doing that. It's great.
Yeah, and I just love that you can create a theme like, you know, Kronos, where you can go, right, I'm going to anti-demon, whatever. My Tyranids aren't going to try and get biomass. They're just trying to kill stuff, so that's why they stay and shoot. If they reroll ones to hit, they stay still. And Psychers have got all this anti-Psyker stuff. Behemoth, which is totally combat orientated. What do some of the others do? Is it here?
No, that's the Order of Traits.
Order of Traits, right. Right, so we got, yeah, that's good. Behemoth reroll charge ranges. Kraken.
Roll 3 dice for advance, pick one.
That's good.
And you can fall back and charge same turn.
Okay, yeah. Right. That's okay.
That works well with something like Gene Stealers. They roll 3 dice for their advance, so they're always going to get a good one.
Yeah.
Plus, they can leave, go and charge something else, leave combat and go and charge something else.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good one for Gene. If you went heavy Gene Stealers, because they're not usually going to be far enough away from charges anyway, that they're going to need to re-roll it. And if you do really desperately need to re-roll, you can re-roll it. You know, you get a 6 and a 1, you need a 10, you can re-roll that 1. I think that's alright if you go lots of Gene Stealers. Leviathan, it's basically 6+ feel no pain when it's within synapse. Yep. But you can't use that in combination with Catalyst, which makes sense, that'd be brutal as. Gorgon, reroll 1s in the fight phase.
It's such a good one because a lot of things have scything talents, which already gives them a reroll of 1.
Yes.
So I don't think we've seen much use of Gorgon.
No, and look, Gorgon.
Oh, wait a minute, that's reroll wound.
Sorry, reroll 1s to wound.
Sorry.
So you reroll 1s to hit and wound with Scything Talons. So if you had heaps of Hormagaunts or heaps of warriors with Scything Talons or whatever, that would be alright.
Yeah, because that's reroll 1 to wound. Doesn't work with the monstrous rending claws, but works with everything else. Especially works well with toxin sacks.
Well, it still works with monstrous rending claws.
Toxin sacks, just another chance to get a 6 on toxin sacks as well.
Yeah, like monstrous rending claws still get reroll 1s to wound. They just don't get the reroll 1s to.
They get to roll all wounds, monstrous rending claws.
Oh, do they? Okay, well that's not great. So
but that's good for other things.
You do that if you got lots of mid-tier and small tier, so lots of warriors with bone swords and.
Works with Gene Stealers, for example.
Yeah, Gene Stealers.
Reroll 1s to wound gives you another chance of getting a 6 for that rend.
Yeah. So that's good if you got lots of mid-small guys, but pretty rubbish if you got lots of big guys. Jamunda. Shomangada.
Because of these names, not the Tyranids, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, not the Tyranids.
Everything gets benefit. Nothing can't fly. Gets benefit of cover. Always.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty much like Shroud
until they advance or charge.
Yeah, that's great. It's like they're all sneaky. That's really cool. It's like they're like it reminds me of like Jurassic Park with the Velociraptors going into the long grass type thing. That's just sort of bouncing out at the end. You know.
It's pretty much that, except with tunnels. Yeah.
So
the idea is they come along in tunnels just under the surface and they pop out to assault.
Okay. So the enemies can see like the mounds.
Yeah. So you can see them, but they still get cover because they're just under the surface of the ground.
That's real cool. I like that.
They lose it if they advance or charge.
Yeah, it's because they've come out of the burst out of the
They're still good to get there.
Yeah, that's real cool.
Always having the benefit of cover. It's like +1 saves across the board, pretty much.
Yeah, that's solid. That's pretty much equivalent to the Styges 8 one, which I just took today, which is -1 to hit when you're more than 12 inches away. That's kind of the same sort of thing I'm going with the Admech. Is the fluff is going to be that they have like some ancient piece of tech which is just sucks in all the light. So wherever this Admech army goes, it's just darkness, within that local area. And then when you get within that 12, you can see them and stuff. And that's why I've got them all like kind of glowy.
When it gets within 12 tier, you can smell them.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Flesh.
Yeah, well, what's left of it on those guys?
It's true. Not much left.
Smell the oil, maybe.
Oil.
Yeah.
I suppose they're after oil. It's
yeah.
They suck that out as much as anything else.
Yeah, but with my paint scheme for my guys, where I've got the what's coming out there? It is. Where I've got the glowy effect on it. There you go. Can't really see that. Anyway, got the glowy effect on all the stuff. So when it comes out of like the darkness, you can just see the glowiness of it. That was kind of the idea. Well, that's going to be my thing for art anyway now. So I think some way to make that better. Hydra can reroll hit rolls in the fight phase for all units with its adaptation that target units containing fewer models than their own. So again, great for lots of small bugs.
Yeah,
stealers.
but they're not good for the big bugs.
No, not good for big bugs.
So it's good for literally going on a mass horde army. That could work.
This wouldn't be bad if you had big guys with shooting and then small guys you relied on
That's
combat.
true.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah, that would be alright. If you had just Gene Stealers, Formal Gaunts, and then you had Hive Guard, warriors with guns and DAC effects and all that kind of stuff, that would really work.
Yeah, I think the reason I don't like this one is you've got to get to combat first before you can make use of it.
Yes.
And that's the problem. That's why I like the Kraken. I mean the Behemoth, sorry.
Behemoth,
and Kraken for that matter, if you go
get there quicker. And the Kronos is reroll ones if you stay still in the movement phase. Okay.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of Kronos with the big artillery bugs as a detachment and another detachment of something else.
Yeah, so go the HQ and 3 heavy support because the Hive Guard are heavy support.
No, they're elite.
Right, okay.
But the Exocrines, the Tyranid effects, those big shooty artillery guys, Bibles. Actually half time not Bibles to miss, but anyway.
Yeah.
The big guys with those really big guns, they get the reroll ones to hit. If they sit still, they already get to shoot twice natively.
Oh, right, if they don't move.
If they don't move. And so they can then say, well, since you're not moving anyway, you get +1, get reroll ones to hit.
That's
a lot of damage output.
Yeah, that is. That's not bad. That's really good.
Because you're not going to move anyway, that's the thing.
Yeah. So I think that's good. So I wouldn't really change anything on my list. I'm pretty happy with it. It's been pretty good.
I'm going to change it a bit with my list and try the Hormogaunts instead of the Termagaunts.
Yeah.
The Tyranid Warriors, I'm not so sure about. Maybe more Gene Stealers, be more fun.
Yeah, go more Gene Stealers.
When they're coming at you, I saw your face. It's like, oh shit, here they come.
When I saw how quick they could get, when you literally started on your side of the board and then you went 8 and then a 5-inch advance, I'm like, okay, so that's 13, and then they get 2d6. I'm like, because when you think about like when you're on the board, like it's not like you're on the edge of your 48 inches on one side of the board and you're on the edge of the other board. It's you deploy 12 inches as close as you can get, and then your opponent's usually they're not on the very edge of the board, they're in some terrain or taking advantage, and then you move that 8 plus d6 and then you get the charge. Yeah, it's turn 2 charges pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
And it's just scary, and there's a lot of them and they're relatively cheap, and you need the right weapons to take them down, otherwise you're dead.
Yeah, and all those multi-wing weapons get no advantage against them, whereas against the Warriors you do get that advantage.
Yes.
The problem I've got if I take the Warriors out, that's my second lot of Synapse. So I might have to go some Zoanthropes or something like that. A bit more Synapse in there.
Maybe just go...
I can't get one HQ with the Arc.
Oh yeah, and
I
then...
think that's the problem.
Yeah, right, and you don't want to go the...
Otherwise I'd have a Broodlord in there.
Yes. No, I was finding...
Beautiful Synapse that can go with the G-Stealers would be wonderful.
Yeah, rerolling.
But then I can't have the Broodlord and my wonderful Hive Tyrant.
Hive Tyrant's a must.
Just proved himself as a lot of fun.
He's just too cool not to have, and he's too big and good not to have.
I've dropped Trigon.
No, the Trigon's cool.
Too quick.
He did well. I got really lucky with my Dominus. Needed 3s to hit, 3 attacks, 3s to hit.
Having said
5s to wound.
It's one thing to notice.
Fatal saves.
The Tyrant with the 4+ invul.
Yes.
Can survive stuff with a bit of luck, maybe here and there. The Trigon with no invul save. These big guns shoot him and poof, 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 gone.
Yes.
Very quickly.
And you found same with the Carnifex as well.
Yeah, Carnifex, no invul save, and poof, gone.
Yeah.
That was the beauty of the Tyrant, was that intel save. That was what made it so much fun.
And same with my Castellan robots, that 4+ invol.
Yeah,
Jeez,
yes. That's what saved you from the hard code all those times.
And the reflecting wounds on 6s. I almost want to use my invol. Because then I can hit wound whatever's wounding me back. I'm just
but
lol.
But an invol on big multi-wound things is you effectively double the number of wounds.
Yeah.
Like if I've got a 12 wound hybrid Tyrant with a 4+ invol, effectively it's almost like a 24 wound model. Yeah. Whereas a 12 wound Trigon, that's just a pure 12 wounds.
It's kind of even more like if someone say someone shoots at you with a, I don't know.
Well, it's not double because sometimes you get armor saves.
We'll say someone shoots at you with a Valkyrie, right? And say it's got like the multiple rocket pods, D6 shots each. Say it shoots, hits you 6 times, wounds you 3 times, and then shoots you with the las cannon, does a wound, right? You can go, right, I'm going to use my 4+ invols on the little guns. Oh, look, I failed 2, whatever. And then you fail your invol on your las cannon, like command point. And you get to re-roll that. 4+ in terms of 75% chance, pretty much, to ignore those really damaging weapons. And you just go, well, I took 2 wounds from the little guns, and I stopped the las cannon. Now I reduce all damage by 1.
And that's the problem with having an armor save on these big guys like the Trigon. It's nice having a 3+ armor save, and it means you can survive the small arms fire. But your high toughness means you can survive the small arms fire anyway.
Yeah.
It's the guns that las cannons, etc., which are -3, -4 AP, those type of things. Mm. They're the ones that do the D6 damage. They're the ones that get through your armor. So the armor's points. So all those big guns that are going to go for those big guys are already wiping out the armor. So
I know.
So that's where the invol really comes into it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go back through the codex after this. See, I mean, normally I could easily go a couple of Hive Tyrants. I'd be happy with that.
You can't get one in.
But I'd happy to go and say a Broodlord, who's a character, so he still can't be shot.
Yes.
Whereas the Carnifex, he's a las cannon magnet,
Yeah. Is that one eye HQ?
He's a what?
Old one eye HQ?
He's old one eye, he's a HQ, yes.
Okay, so you can't put him in.
He's a character, which is great.
Yeah.
But I can't put him into an arc list.
No.
But there's other things I can do. Like, I mean, for example, the Zoanthropes, 3+ invol.
Yep.
Again, they've got the multiple wounds, and like the Warriors, and you shoot your big guns at them, and your Warriors died pretty quick to those big guns. My Warriors did. But whereas the Zoanthropes, it's 3+ invol every time.
My suggestion, Lictor. Like we discussed before, use the 45-point Lictor or Death Leaper.
Instead of the Trigon to bring the guys in, use Lictor. One command point. There's a
Death Leaper's elite, yeah.
Yeah, he's elite.
Yeah, he's an awesome character. A lot of
I could bring him to bring the Gene Stealers, and the reason I didn't do that was because 4 command points at Arc. I have to use 1 command point to bring him in with the Lictor. But look, to be honest, it's probably worth it.
Absolutely.
In the end, I had to try and protect those infestation nodes to get them where I wanted to, and I lost a couple, which means I couldn't put them where I want.
Yeah.
If those Gene Stealers were coming with the Lictor, it wouldn't have mattered.
And I might not put all this in.
Oh,
whatever.
True.
I'm probably just going to go literally video after video after video after video. And yeah.
So Lictor and Death Leaper.
Death Leaper, I'm not sure you can see that. There we go.
45 points for Lictor, 90 points for Death Leaper.
Yeah.
Death Leaper's a character, which means if he does pop with the Gene Stealers, just put Death Leaper, say, 10 inches away from what it has to be 9 inches away, obviously, like all Deep Strike, even Death Leaper, now that changed that rule. So he has to be 10 inches away. Oh, I said 9 inches away, but I can put him 10 inches away, have Gene Stealers around him, so the Gene Stealers are actually in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not the closest model.
That's awesome.
So he can't be shot, whereas a Lictor can be shot straight away.
Yeah.
And he's easy, whether it's first blood or kill points. A Lictor's just 4 toughness 4 wounds with a 5+ save. I know he's got -1 to hit and he gets +2 for cover instead of 1, but he's still only 4 toughness wounds. He's going to die pretty quickly to most stuff. Whereas Death Leaper, he's not going to die. You surround him with 20 Gene Stealers.
Yeah.
You've got to kill the 20 Gene Stealers before you can go.
Yeah, because you always take them away from the back before you can.
Yeah. So he's a character, so he can't be targeted.
Neg 2 to hit.
If you do get to shoot him, you need 2, yeah.
Well, in combat as well.
My
opponent must subtract 2 from the hit rolls when attacking him. Still has the 2 in cover, but yeah, you don't want it to be shot anyway, or if they're going to be shot, it's going to be
his damage output is not much better than Lictor, in all honesty.
He's got an extra attack.
He gets 4 attacks instead of 3.
But I guess the thing
he hits on 2s, so does a Lictor. They both hit on 2s.
But you can pick a character which is good for arc because there's not going to be many.
Yeah,
and
for arc it's going to be better than you should.
Reroll hits and wounds in the fight phase for any of his attacks against that character. So then you're going to go up there against your arm opponent. So you're going to have usually a maximum of 2 characters, 1 or 2, and you're going to go right. That or that is his quarry, and he gets to reroll all hits and wounds. And he's got 4 attacks, and he punches reasonably hard.
Old One Eye went from 140 points up to 200 points. Not much changed. He lost to him. Went from 10 wounds down to 9 wounds. And he went up 60 points. What was that? Because he's a character.
Yeah.
You can't shoot him on the way in without all character protections. Death Leaper, 45 for a Lictor. He goes up to 90 points. He's only 45 points extra for that character protection.
More importantly, is you use the command point to bring in the Gene Stealers with him, but then you can use if you kill a character, then you get to use the Feeder Tendrils, and then you get D3 back.
That's true. That's from him, all the Gene Stealers. That's true.
That's right. Yeah. So you send that unit after a character, and then it tells the story as well. You know, the assassin Gene Lictor and Gene Stealers. You know, and then they get them, and there's like Feeder Tendrils in the brain, stealing the battle plans.
It looks on people's face when those Gene Stealers turn up. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, look, I mean, it's a lot cheaper than a Trigon, which I thought was going to do more damage, to be honest. But
that's the thing.
Fluffed its hits and attacks, and then just went poof. You killed it, whack with your Power X or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yep. Bang. It's gone.
So I guess the thing is, you know, Lictor over Death Leaper, you could save the points to go Lictor and effectively use it almost like a drop pod that you have to do command point for.
Yep. That's right.
Or you can go Death Leaper if you want something a bit more that has that combat ability. A lot of fun character side of it, but maybe not the best efficiency in points. I would personally go Death Leaper.
I'm going to go Death Leaper, to be honest. Spend that command point, bring them in.
Yep. A lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pushing out 3 command points, but...
Yeah, and here's the thing, like if someone gets rid of your infestation nodes, you don't have to protect them then, because they just come in with...
I have to have at least one left, though.
Oh, right, otherwise they'll die. Yeah.
But I can have one behind the Hive Guard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get through the Hive Guard...
Literally put it in the middle of the Hive Guard. Yeah, so and then no matter what...
If someone gets through my Hive Guard, well,
it's game over pretty much anyway for you pretty much at that stage. Look, I think that might be better. Yeah, how often have like I overwatched your Trigon with whatever, something that with a big gun, and you've just gone, oh god, and then there's all these wounds taken off in Overwatch. And
it's that lucky of Invul. Every time I get no save.
Or you just come up and it's pretty much taken out straight away.
Yeah. Well, I thought with Adrenals, and I thought with the reroll and charge, I thought it'd have a good chance of getting in.
Yeah.
You know, with Adrenals, so I'm 9 inches away, but with Adrenals I get +1s. Effectively 8 inches.
Yeah.
Got to get an 8 inch with a reroll.
Yes.
8 inch charge with reroll.
Yeah,
that's going to get in a lot of the time, I reckon.
You had some fantastic dice in that game, but then you had some really bad dice.
It was all ups and downs. It was all over the place. But that's part of it, I suppose.
Pretty much your Hive Tyrant.
My Hive Tyrant
stole all the luck for everyone else, pretty much, really.
But he was doing stuff all game. He was running around doing stuff.
He killed. He
was just so active.
3 Dragoons. He killed Castellan Robot. He killed the Dream Crawler. He killed a bunch of other stuff as well. Jeez, he got his points back easily.
If I had to use I used the command point to reroll wounds on him for once.
Yes.
I could have done that more often as well.
Yeah, we only had the 4.
But you degraded him so quick that he couldn't do as much. But yeah.
I know, right? Okay, so you could probably put Death Leaper into the Trigon. You do have the good model for it though.
You got drop the Warriors, put in some Zone Throw, something like that.
Yeah, Warriors are good. But then, if you're not going to use the Trigon to bring them in, then maybe,
I have to get him. For them to deep strike, they need the Trigon.
Yeah.
Because they can't do it with Lictor. Lictor needs you to already be in reserve.
Yes.
To come up via the Lictor instead of how you would normally come up.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where the Gene Stealers work beautifully because they're for free. They get to effectively the deep strike.
It kind of works with Fluffwise as well. Like the Gene Stealers and the Lictors are both the infiltrators.
Yeah, they're already on the planet, if you like.
Yes, that's right. They're the
waiting to come out of the ground.
Which is kind of why I want the Death Leaper in my Gene Stealer cult because he's kind of, they're both in Vanguard and stuff there.
Yeah. Well, again, you can use Pheromone Trail with him and the...
Don't need to, got Cold Ambush, which is
better. Ambush.
Better in every way, pretty much.
Yeah, you're right, because you can get closer, can't you?
Well, on a 5, I get 9 inches away, then on D3. D6 inches closer. And then on 6, I literally 9 inches away, then move, shoot.
They're already deep striking and they've got a good chance of being better than... Yeah, that's true.
If you roll a 4, then it's the same as the Lictor. So 50% to be the same as the Lictor or better. If it's a 3, it's 12 inches away or 9 inches out of line of sight. If you roll a 2, then it's I pick 2 portages, it comes on one of those randomly. On one, you pick 2 portages, comes on randomly.
I wonder if the Codex will give you something similar to Death Leaper, I wonder.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the Gene Steel Codex. I think that's probably not going to be till June or July next year, I reckon. Being a minor faction, with Tyranids already having a Codex, and Astra Militarum already having a Codex, so that's kind of the 2 parts to them already have a Codex, so it's like...
Well, I think like this one and the other ones recently, the older recently, it was all to get before Christmas type of thing, so...
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think they're going to do anything. Do you reckon probably any more Codexes this year? Or
Yeah, there's Blood Angels and...
Are they before Christmas Day?
Yeah, Blood Angels and Dark Angels before Christmas. Yes. Demons in January.
Okay.
So
Demons would be good.
Yeah, because that's another non-Imperium, very different style of play.
You'd have some Xenos getting through.
I've only had one game with my Demons in 8 so far, and it was against Mo, and that was a good game. I had the Lord of Change who passed something like 20 out of 24 4-up saves. I was like, what? And
I remember I saw you play that one against the Necrons. You did the big Tesseract.
Yes,
card,
that's right. Yeah.
And you went swarm.
Yeah.
Because he put it right in front of you.
Yeah, he used the deceiver and went, I'm going to put this right up here, and that'll be a great idea. And then it blew up and killed everything.
Then you just said, okay, I'll just assault it with all my greater demons.
That was a good game. There wasn't much left at the end, I think.
Carnage, I am.
No. All right, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
It was a good game. Once again, another fun 8th edition game.
Yeah. I had a great time.
I think I barely had a bad game in 8th.
I think it's most of the time it's never been too one-sided. Yeah. This one was definitely down to the wire. I thought you were going to have it in the bag until
the turn could have one more turn could have done for me.
One turn would have definitely done.
And a couple of better decisions, and it could have been there. It could have been mine.
Yeah, literally, if you didn't shoot the infiltrators with your life guard, you would have won. I think.
Yeah, I reckon. I was assuming they went with the charge range.
Yeah, I would have.
They had a reroll. It's great.
Yeah, that would have been it.
But I just love how close they're both 2 Codex armies.
Yeah,
how close they are. It's good to see.
Yeah, agreed.
It's that elusive balance that Games Workshop can finally get into it. Maybe.
I know. They're doing so well, Games Workshop, with their balancing everything.
It's good now. I mean, it's been a bunch of Codex versus non-Codex type of problems.
Yes.
But now that I finally got a Codex, I can see, and you've got a Codex. It works quite well. We're both good options.
Yes.
Neither of us have got super amazing, crazy options. We've both got lots of good options to pick from.
We didn't really use any special strategies, though, did we?
So the thing with having 4 command points.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, there's a double shoot one there, for example. The double attack one, Yeah. But double shoot one's 2 command points. Double attack's 3 command points.
Oh, yeah, God, that's a lot.
You need to have a brigade or something to make use of those. With 4 command points, you get a dark.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing. No. I mean, I used a command point to reroll an invulnerable save on the Tyrant when he was very low.
Yeah.
And it worked. It was great. But you've really got to save your arc command points for those real important things.
I think that's where Death Leap and the Gene Steals would come in. And you hunt that character and you kill it and you use that command point for the feeder tendrils.
Then get D3 more. It's
yes. No matter what, you're not down a command point if you kill it. And if you do kill it, then you've got a 2/3 chance of being better off.
What if they both do it? What happens then?
Well,
okay, feeder tendrils. When a Gene Steel, you can't use the same in the same phase anyway.
No, you can't.
Right, so I can't use it. I can't say Gene Steels and Lictors both beat that unit. You can't both do it.
Well, it would be whoever did the final killing blow in.
Yeah. Kills a character in the fight phase. Gene Steel or Lictor.
Yeah.
Toxic Green Venom for I haven't got, so.
Yeah.
D3 command points when you spend 1.
Yes, so Death Leaper is a Lictor. He's got the Lictor keyword, so he'll be
and Gene Steels as well, so. Yeah, it'd be fun to spend a command point, get a couple back.
Yeah.
2 or 3 back.
Yeah, no matter what, you can't be down. So it's always worth doing that command point every single time you kill a character.
And if I've got them in a list, I've got to hold that one back. Hold 1 command point back just so I can use feeder tendrils.
I think, because often there's the characters and maybe some bunch of Gene Stealers and stuff left. You'll judge it by the thing, because when it's turn 4, you're like, well, what am I going to use the command points on even if I
What characters did you have in that army?
Dominus and the Cybernetic
Your 2 character dudes. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you in this case,
that was it. So
the Data Smith's 2+ save and 4 wounds. Gene Stealers would have just minced him.
Yeah.
He got 5+ invul, but you would have got through 3 or 4 wounds easily with a bunch of Gene Stealers, and you would have been like D3 wounds back.
Yeah.
And people won't be expecting that because it's a new codex and people haven't played too many games.
This is part of my apprehension is, I've been reading through my codex, which is great. And then your codex comes out, oh shit, I have no idea what stratagems you got.
Yeah.
And I could spend 2 hours before the game reading up on it, but, you know.
Yeah.
It was good when at the start of the game he just said, these are the main stratagems I'm thinking of using.
Yeah.
And so I knew roughly what I had to allow for in my tactics.
Yes.
But, yeah, like same with this one, you've got like 20 different stratagems.
Yeah.
For you to know every one of them, it's very difficult.
But I kind of almost like that. Like, yes, it's work as a general, you know. Like, as we get more experience in 8th, we'll become better generals and we'll just know what Tyranids can do and
more knowledge of the other armies and what they can and can't do.
Yeah, but I kind of like the excitement of not knowing what things do. You know, facing an opponent that we don't know what's going to happen and what they can do and stuff. I haven't felt that way with Warhammer in a really long time until and these stratagems have come out. Because remember when 5th Ed, we were like we knew everything. And we were talking every
army, every possible special rule that was out there, every psychic
we knew
power,
combos, and we went, right, we're going to design our list. We're not going to go down that cheesy path of creating the ultra competitive. We're going to do something to beat those with something that no one else has thought of.
Yes, we're trying to think outside the box and not just take those cookie cutter builds and
no internet builds.
Try to take something that would counter those cookie cutter builds and say, here's up yours and your cookie cutter builds. Here's something actually interesting and unique that actually works well. But very hard to do. It's like,
all right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.